Hi, my name is Urvashi. I am an actor and blogger. Before this, I was a software product manager. I quit my software job a year and a half ago, and I've been full-time since then. How I got into it was that I sort of just one day had a realization that I wanted to do something more than what I had been doing, because I'd given it 4 years and I really wasn't feeling the passion that I wanted to feel about my job. But acting was something that was always in the back of my mind. So one day I just started attending auditions, and then after I got 1 or 2 parts in plays, I quit my job, and I've been doing this full time since then. One thing that I learned on the job was that you only see the glitz and the glamour in the makeup rooms and the red carpets when you think of actors, but there is so much more to it than that. There is tons of rehearsal, lots of long hours, random shoots in the middle of the night, early in the morning rehearsals, things like that. So it's a lot of hard work that goes into it also. And I think the amount of teamwork it takes to create a film or to create a story like that is unbelievable. People only see the actors and actors' faces, but there's a huge team behind what the actors are doing. So those are two of the biggest things that I learned while on my job. I really think that storytelling in general helps you broaden your horizons. Like, I have been an avid reader since I was a kid, and so books and movies have sort of opened up worlds for me outside of what I've been able to experience. We all only get one lifetime, but there's so many countries, so many cultures, so many stories all around the world, and I think that filmmaking and books and storytelling are the best way to sort of absorb what's not in your immediate reach. And I feel like I'm really enjoying contributing to that kind of storytelling and broadening someone's horizon about something somewhere, hopefully. In terms of what I learned in school, I think aside from the theatre that I did in school and the English that I've learned and the languages that I learned in school, one of the biggest things for me has been learning to learn. Like, when you're in school, you obviously have your favorite subjects and the subjects that you're sort of just like dealing with. But learning how to learn and sitting down and forcing yourself to get a hang of something is super important, because there are so many unglamorous parts of life and your work that you have to sit down and do, that building that sort of discipline is hugely important. And you can approach anything and any form of learning with that sort of discipline and learn it and get it. So you don't have to be born with it or be super talented at it. It's hard work that counts the most, I think. So between my job as a software product manager and an actor, I think I've used every single subject that I learned in school. Obviously, as a product manager, a lot of my work in software revolved around knowing math and computer science. I also took some computational photography while I was in college, and that has helped me now in terms of video editing and learning how to manipulate colors and things like that. Also physics, so much of lighting that goes into filmmaking or even just vlogging comes from lighting. Just understanding how shadows work, how colors work, how diffusion works is super important to lighting. It's actually an incredibly technical science as much as it is an art. So that was one thing. And I also think that learning languages was super influential in terms of my acting career. So I've spoken English my whole life, but the ability to read and write Hindi and Kannada has been a complete game changer in terms of diversity that it gives me as an actor today. Aside from that, I think just generally also extracurricular activities like theatre and physical activities like dance and being an athlete really helped, because acting involves a lot of movement and needs a lot of physical strength. So it's pretty much everything that I've learned in school I have been able to apply. And more importantly, you learn how to learn, because as an actor, when I come across a script, sometimes there's a lot of backstory, a lot of history, a lot of context that you need to learn in order to take on your character. Because if I'm playing somebody from the 1700s or 1800s, I need to know the history of that time. What were the things that they would say? What were the things they wouldn't say? What were the rules and customs and roles in that time and space? So history and learning how to learn history also becomes super important. So I think as an actor, every role that I take on is challenging, and I have to learn to become an expert in whatever it is my character is an expert in. So pretty much every subject and learning how to learn have been the most influential things for me.